Yes, yes. Welcome to the Week 8 edition of the Spreads of the Week, where we're going to go through all 15 NFL games and give our opinion on which line we want to take. I'm joined by Mr. 54% again, Mike, picking on the year, making a profit.
If I get 54% by the end of the season, I'm going to make a Mr. 54% t-shirt up, I think. It'd have to be done. I like Mr.
Yeah.
54%.
Oh, it is. It's excellent.
It's about the amount of effort I put into my day job. 54%
Yeah. Well, that's all you need.
gets the job done.
Um, and yeah, this week it's going to be very interesting. Oh, as a train goes by in the background there. Very interesting. A lot of big spreads here this week, Mike. We're going to get into it with some extremely big lines. We'll
Nice.
shut them.
Gives the punter a puncher's chance, doesn't it? When the lines are a bit bigger. So yeah, hopefully we'll both go way above the 50% mark this week.
Yeah, it's going to be whether to take the favorites on these spreads, the underdogs. I'm not sure yet, but
That's a good point, actually. That does trip me up.
all right, all right. Should we get in and amongst it here?
Yes. Well, I suppose we should start with last night, shouldn't we, really? Uh
Yep.
this game here, 30 to 20. We both put our money on the Vikings to cover 2.5 here. They were 2.5 point favorites. Yeah, the Athletic having a nightmare here. But I can report that they did lose the Vikings 30 to 20. Hence, we are already one down so far this week, sorry.
Yeah.
So it looked to be a good game. I only saw highlights. You saw the whole thing. So what was it? How was it?
That was a very good game to start. I think once the scripted plays ran out, Darnold didn't have too much in terms of what was left in the bag there. The Vikings started very strong, 14 in Q1, as we see there, but then only 6 points for the rest of the game. So, yeah, I think that's shown us the limitations of that Vikings team. They had that where they almost threw a 30-point lead away against Green Bay because they couldn't score any points in the second half as well. So, I think that is going to be their Achilles heel going forward. And two spreads in a week now they haven't covered for us. So maybe time to get off the Vikings train a little bit here as the losses start to come in.
Yeah, Cooper Cup and Nakua coming back for the Rams was big. Getting some O linemen back as well. So
Yeah.
not all negative for the Vikings. The Rams are a very good offense when they've got everybody healthy. I'd
Oh
expect
yeah.
them if they keep hold of Cup at the trade deadline. I'd expect them to go on a bit of a run here. So not total shambolic. Obviously, just coming off a really tough defeat to the Lions last weekend as well. So there's quite a lot of mitigating circumstance. I'm not as out as on the Vikings as you are by the sounds of it. I'm happy to give them another whirl.
Yeah, I may well. For
You
sure.
reserve you reserve the right. Is what you're
I
saying.
was at the wrong. I was happy with the Rams as well. It's nice to see them playing to their full potential again. As we discussed, Stafford just lighting it up once more.
Now 5 p.m. it says here, British summertime. I need to make sure that I'm on the ball this weekend because obviously you change your clocks a week before the UK does.
Mm.
So I need
Yeah.
to make sure I'm across this on Sunday and I don't miss the first hour of action. Um,
Yeah.
I don't know. It's in Cleveland. Do you want to pick it as it's in Cleveland, or do you want me to?
Yeah, you
First,
went last week, so I'll take the honor. I
believe
am
that.
Yeah, believe I am going to take the Browns here. It's just too many points. I said this last week against the Bengals, but that was a 5.5 point spread. This is 8.5, and if you were betting money, you'd probably push the 5.5 out to a touchdown if you were taking the underdog just to be safe. So I don't think all is lost for Cleveland, as I said last week. And the Ravens, as we've discussed before, Mike, I just can't trust them to win a game by more than a touchdown. They did rout the Bucks in the fourth quarter quite handily in prime time this week. But yeah, I think until they prove me otherwise and they can start stomping teams like I thought they may be able to, I'm just going to take the Browns to cover this with Jameis providing something at quarterback. It's something I don't know what, but it's enough to cover the 8.5.
Famous Jameis. Slightly shorter week. for the Ravens, having played on Monday night against quite a physical Bucks team. I think it's quite a lot to ask to then go and play a divisional rival in
Yeah.
their stadium on a quick turnaround and absolutely blow them out. So I'm going to agree with you. I'm going to take the Browns here as well. If Jameis just comes in and is functional at quarterback, then
Mm.
this will be a closer game because the standard of the defense. I watched this Browns defense. They're still playing at a high level. They gave the Eagles fits a couple of weeks ago. So
Yeah.
now look, the Ravens are a better team than the Eagles, but I still think it's I still think it's tougher than the experts think. So yeah, I'm going to take the Browns here too.
Yeah, and this fixture last year, the Ravens, I'm just thinking now the Ravens won 28-3. So
Oh dear.
obviously, I just thought of that now. But yeah, well, that was in Cleveland. We'll see if
Well,
history repeats itself. But
the other thing as well is there are some very light, I should say, unsubstantiated rumblings about a Miles Garrett trade at the deadline. So
oh dear.
or before. So if again, we reserve the right to change this if Garrett gets traded because they've got no chance without him.
Yeah.
All right. Well, now goodness, this is tough. Last weekend, if this game had taken place, this would have been easy for me. Easy for me.
Ooh, yeah.
Predictably, the Falcons are favorites given all of the Buccaneers injury woes. I think Godwin and Mike Evans both out for this one.
Yeah.
Oh, you see, Chris Godwin is the leading receiver on the football team. That is
Mm.
a
Yeah,
dear
having a
me.
resurgent year.
Oh, he was. I liked him coming out of Penn State, and he was good 2 years, 3 years ago. That last Brady year, he was good. Then he missed a year with injury, and now he's fully back. He looks great, Chris Godwin.
Yeah.
Um, oh God, this is horrible.
Mm.
I'm going to ride Baker again as a
Yeah.
home dog. Just seems fun to me. At this point, I just this is close. As you can see, Cousins hasn't set the world alight. As always, he's probably very accurate and he'll amass over 4,000 yards, but he's not going to throw the
Yeah.
amount of touchdowns you probably need to win this division. I would say so. I still think Mayfield, even without his top two targets, I still think he's playing plucky enough football, and that defense will give the Falcons huge issues blitzing Cousins, an incredibly immobile Kirk Cousins. That
Yeah.
I say that the Buccaneers might even win this game, so I'm going to take the Bucks here.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really tough. I agree. It might come down to a defensive battle here. We see the number of picks these QBs throw very high. Oh, I'm going to differ just to be
Different.
slightly, yeah, just to be a contrarian here. I bet the Falcons last week and they failed me, so I'll give them one more shot here as favorites here to cover a field goal win. Yeah, those are big losses for the Bucks. As soon as Evans went down, that offense was not doing much. So that's my logic there.
Fair enough. Right, I better pick this one. Well, we normally pick our own, don't we? So, oi, oi,
Yeah.
oi. No, I did see Eagles. The moment I saw the Bengals opening up as a 2.5 point favorite, I thought, oh, that's a little rich for my blood. But I will say, watching the all 22 of Jalen last week, he probably played his worst game of the season last week, Jalen Hurts, despite not turning ball over, which he has been. He's been turning it over twice a game on average. So it was good for him not to turn it over, but left a lot of meat on the bone in the passing game. But Saquon is in great form. And the Bengals' run defense, as we've been saying all year, is questionable at best. Jamar Chase and T. Higgins will go off in this game, I'm sure. Darius Slay having a bit of a down year and just a lot of young defensive backs around him. So I think in a high scoring game, the Eagles keep it close and a narrow Bengals win, but by less than 2.5 points. There you go. That's what I'm saying.
Nice. I like that. Yeah, I'll be looking at the over here. Only 47.5 points. This could be like a 28-27 kind of affair or something like that. I'm going to
Agreed.
just side with you. I think all those points are great. Until this Bengals run defense shows me something, you've got to back Saquon to get the job done for you here, almost single handedly, I would say.
Well, the last 2 weeks, that's been the game plan. Coming out of the bye, they've basically said, let's take it out of Jalen's hands. He's turning it
Yeah.
over too much, which, God, I mean, you don't want to hear that about your franchise quarterback, but at the same time, it's worked to the tune of 2 wins. So probably more of the same here. All right,
Yeah.
you're up. You're up with the pack at the Jags.
Oh, no. Who'd want to pick it? Hmm, hmm. Uh, yeah, I'm going to take, I mean, I have to take the Packers here. I I would usually like a 3.5 point home favorite. That win in London against the Patriots doesn't really tell you anything. I feel like any team could go there to a neutral field and beat the Patriots. So I'm just going to have to take one of the form teams in the NFL, the Packers, and Jordan Love's looked pretty good since he's rounded off in some good health here in the middle of the year. And I think the Packers just have way too much here. And it's going to be maybe one of the final nails in the coffin here for the Peterson era in Jacksonville.
Yeah, woebegone Doug Peterson here might be struggling. When you look at the line, the linebacker play of the Jags, I watched the full game of every throw Drake May made against the Jags in London on all 22, and the Jags linebacker play is absolutely horrendous. And these Shanahan McVay type systems that the Packers run will exploit that all day. They'll have a lot of cover two beaters to beat this Jags cover two defense. I think the Packers could win by 14 here. I just don't think the Jags are a very good football team. So it's not going to be a hostile environment either. So yeah, give me the pack big here.
Yeah, I like that. I like it a lot.
Um, do you want to do this one as well? Gangrene heading to Foxborough.
It's because you don't want to pick it.
Well, no, oh no, I guess you'll get it back when we do the Chiefs later, won't you, potentially? So
Yeah, yeah,
I don't know. Is that how that works? I don't know.
yeah.
Uh,
No, you can take this one. I mean, yeah.
happy to have at this one.
Well, I am. Yeah, I would have passed this around like a drunk girl at a frat party. This spread. I want no part of this.
Oh dear. Okay, well, less said about that, the better. um, um, okay, so Drake May did play a lot better against the Jags, but as I've just explained, they're not very good. This Jets defense, you think, will feast on the rookie here. This reminds me a lot of when the Patriots used to just beat up on the Jets with their rookie quarterbacks through the years and just absolutely hammer them. Now, obviously, the Jets are not anywhere near as good a team as the Patriots used to be, but they've got a very good defense, and Aaron Rodgers will find up a way to put 28. I'm just not sure Drake May will. So I'm going to take the Jets here, even though I don't think they're a very good football team. I think that's just how this one's going to go.
Yeah, it's a good point. I was on a ESPN Live this week. There was a stat about the Jets against rookie QBs the past few years. It was very alarming. They'd done very well against them. I can't remember exactly what it was. However, I'm going to side with the Patriots here as the home dog in the divisional game. Like you said, I don't think the Jets are a very good team, so I don't want to trust them here. If you give me 7, seems like a bit rich to me, so I'll differ on that one.
No, fair enough. Can't blame me for that.
Mm.
Right.
The return of Tua.
The return of Tua. Now, what? Obviously, that has decimated this spread. What do you
Mm.
think? What do you think, Thomas?
Well, Arizona coming off one of their Jekyll and Hyde wins last week tells me that they're probably going to lose this week. That's just the kind of team they are. On Tua's return in Miami, yeah, I like the Dolphins. Just get a bit of energy back from his return and just handle this. And while I've still been impressed with a lot of the Cards play at all levels, they just can't really string wins together. So I'm going to go Cards loss here by a touchdown.
Yeah, I'm going to go exactly the same, even by the same amount. So a touchdown
Mm.
for me. Yeah, obviously, if Tua can get Waddle and Hill going, are they fit? Let me just have a look. because I think didn't Waddle? Yeah, Waddle's got an injury. He's got a quad,
Hmm.
and Hill's got a foot. Oh dear. So that could be. I assume they're both going to play if the spread's at -4.5. So
Yeah.
you'd have to back the Dolphins to come back to form. Tua's perfect for this system. It's all been designed to suit his strengths, and we saw how explosive they were at home
Hmm.
last year against bad teams. They'll just absolutely rip you apart with that passing attack. So the Cardinals aren't a bad team, but they're just not on the Dolphins level just quite yet, and that's a tough place to go cross country, getting the humidity against that attack. It's a lot to ask, so I'm going to say Dolphins too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, okay, so the
Oh,
Lions head to. This is going to be a massive spread. I
a
can't see
grande
this.
spread. Yeah. Whew.
Ah, um, the Lions were very impressive against the Vikings, but it was a really tough physical game. And I just feel like they will have been so up for that, the Lions. And now they've got the Titans coming to town. I just feel like the Dome in might get lulled to sleep there a little bit in Motor City, you know?
Yeah.
Uh, might not be as vociferous a home support as it normally is. And sneakily, the Titans have been playing a lot better on defense. Now, I haven't seen anything from Mason Rudolph to make me think they're suddenly going to light up trading Hopkins to the Chiefs as well. One weapon down the Titans. I just think this is the NFL, and it's a lot to ask to beat your one of your biggest divisional rivals in a thriller, and then come back the next week and blow someone out. It just doesn't normally happen. So I'm going to say the Titans here.
Yeah. That's good points. We both backed the Titans last week against the Bills, and they really failed to cover that 9.5. I'm looking, they've covered one of six so far, the Tennessee Titans this year. And I'm going to bet on that to continue that poor streak. I think this is a demolition job here from a very good football team, the Lions. And the Titans are looking to the draft after this game. They just can't cover these spreads. I mean, they're given big numbers every week, and the offense is just absolutely anemic. So, yeah, they're just not going to live with the Lions for me. It's a 14 or 15 pointer here for me.
Very strange team, the Titans. They invested a lot of money in free agency, and they've got a good defense. It's just their offense, and their coach was brought in to fix up the offense, and it's been terrible.
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
know.
you've got to say, like in the modern NFL, he might already be in trouble there, Callahan, because that's literally,
I would think so. Yeah.
I mean, it's made it's it could be a good football team if they could just get some good quarterback play, which Will Levis
Mm.
has regressed massively,
Yeah.
surprisingly. Well, no, I didn't think he was ever going to be a plus starter for you, but you know,
No,
I at least thought he'd managed the game a bit better than he has done.
no, I
Just
agree.
rambling while this spread loads. Um, Colts at
Uh,
Texans. Well, this the
oh,
if this is anything like the first encounter, we're in for an absolute treat here because the first game of the season was excellent. Um,
yeah.
Unfortunately, since then the wheels have literally and figuratively come off Anthony Richardson a little bit. He's
Mm.
been beaten up again. He's turning the ball over at quite an alarming rate as well. Um, Texans coming off a tough loss away at the Packers. No Nico Collins still. God, I don't know. I really don't on this.
I've got a strong opinion on this one.
Do you want to go? Um, uh,
I'm taking the Colts here. The AFC South away cover usually fares us quite well, taking the away underdog in the South. So, uh, yeah, I think it's too many points for a divisional game. It's always close and always pretty physical here in the South.
God, yeah, I know, but Richardson's struggling so badly at the moment.
Yeah. Well, actually, we need to see if Jonathan Taylor's back because I do think that makes a difference.
Yeah, let's have a look at that.
Um, some return to practice this week. Full participant. Yeah, okay. Taylor will play.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah,
okay, cool. I'll take the Colts as well then. That's fun. At least
yeah.
we're on that one together. I'm happy to take the Colts there. it's too tight to call, really. But
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, it's tough.
just ride the
Not,
underdog in the AFC South. That's all you can do
yeah,
sometimes.
it's usually the way to go. Not one to put money on there.
No. Do you want me to do this one then, as you kind of went first there?
Yeah, yeah, you have at it.
Bills at Seahawks.
Good game.
Very good game. Looking forward to that one. That'll be fun, actually. Uh, yeah, I quite like what I see from this Seahawks team. Geno Smith has obviously been better the last couple of weeks. The turnovers have come in. That Ryan Grubb offense has got going a little bit, um, and they've kind of tightened up on defense as well. The only thing that's another week of practice for Amari Cooper, and if they can get Cooper playing, Keon Coleman, despite my reservations, had the game of the season last year for him. So they do look a threat, but just the Seahawks as a home dog
Mm.
over on the West Coast there doesn't sit well with me. So I'm going to take the Seahawks here. But obviously it's a wash if it's a potential wash here as well.
Yeah. No, this will be fun because I'm going to differ, and it makes the game more interesting as well for us now. But I do think the Bills are set up nicely to beat the Seahawks here. I took the Seahawks as a home dog against the Niners, and I felt scolded after they failed to cover that one. So I'm just going to go with Josh Allen's perfect year so far. Ridiculous, 12 TDs, no picks. And I think they're just going to handle this game. Give the ball to James Cook a lot. Maybe not too many explosives, but just get Amari Cooper and Coleman the ball, as he said, and just work it on this Seahawks defense, which has been a little suspect for me. So I'm going to go with the Bills. Just think they're a slightly better football team at this stage. I have to say the home atmosphere at Quest Field has disappointed me. The last few times I've seen games there, it doesn't seem like what it used to be there.
Oh, really? How can you tell
Hmm.
that from the TV? Oh, there you go. You're right.
Well, because
23rd
it was a
yards.
divisional game, but there were an awful lot of Niners fans there last time, and it just seemed kind of like a 50-50 atmosphere.
Mm, fair enough. Fair enough. Um, okay. Saints at Chargers. God,
No,
God, I think you'd only watch this one if you were like Spencer Rattler's brother or something. Jesus Christ. Um, you're you to go first.
yeah, the Chargers slugging away at it here, 3-3, kind of where I thought they'd be this year.
Bad loss to the Cards. We both called it, but they're
Yeah,
just like that Greg
yeah,
Roman
very negative.
offense looks like a Greg Roman offense. It looks very like 2013 Colin Kaepernick to me, you know?
Yeah, very true. Um, oh, the Saints are just a terrible team. I fear for the Saints here. They just get absolutely beaten up by the Chargers. I can see that happening.
Injuries.
Yeah.
Injuries.
Um,
Is Carr back? Not that not that Rattler has played badly. In the circumstances, I don't think he has really, but if they can get some people back, that would be big
yeah,
because they're
Rattler's going to start. Rattler to
I mean,
start.
look at this injury list for them here. Good Lord.
It's a lot, and as I said, Richard Sherman pointed out last Thursday night. It seems like some of these defenders are playing like they want to get Dennis Allen fired. So, all that being said, give me the Chargers here. I don't feel great about
Oh,
this. I don't feel great about this.
no, no. I wouldn't be feeling great either, but God, the Saints are so short-handed, aren't they? They're literally they can't even really it's like fielding a college team against an NFL team. They're literally down like 12 starters or something. Um Nah, go on. I'm going to differ here for some amusement factor. I think the
Yeah,
rattlesnake might come in and the Chargers might get bitten here. Um, and because I just don't think I think if Harbaugh's got a 3 point lead with 5 minutes left to go, he'll just sit on the ball. I don't. He's not
yeah,
going to go down and like he's not going to let Justin throw it, is he? So
no,
I just feel like this could be a close game, and then Harbaugh will be happy to take the air out of the ball and just take a 3 4 point win, which will just be infuriating for the punters. So yeah, I'm going to take the Saints here.
Yeah, I'm slightly regretting this already. Let's 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 see. You know my feelings on the
Harbaugh,
Chargers in general.
yeah, you might get harballed there.
Yeah.
Mate. All right, we better rip through these last five here because we've only got 10 minutes left to go.
Okay.
Um,
That was you to go.
all right, Panthers at Broncos. Good Lord. Um,
Bryce Young to start.
yeah, give me the Broncos. Yeah, right. Yeah, defense is playing well. Um,
Yeah.
they'll run it. They've shown their in last couple of weeks with Bo Nix, they're happy to run the quarterback. Um, and that spells trouble for the Panthers, who can't stop anybody. And Bryce Young doesn't look at the moment equipped to play the pro game in any way, really. So I think it could be bad for them here. Bad beat down by the Broncos on the road.
Yeah, as I said, the Chargers are who I thought they'd be at 500. This is the Broncos. I thought they'd be rounding into some form. Now they know who they are here and above a 500 team this year. So I'm going to agree with you. It's not enough points.
Yeah. Some quite distinct limitations with Bo Nix at quarterback at the moment, though, which is interesting. So have to keep an eye on that for future. I don't think they'll be blowing many teams out, but the Panthers might just be one of the only ones they do.
Mm.
I think he's a bit more limited than Peyton thought he would be at this point. Uh,
Yeah.
Bears at Commanders. Well, Jaden Daniels isn't going to play in this game. I've been monitoring that closely. Big fantasy football repercussions for me.
Yeah.
Um, and Marcus Mariota is not going to keep this close for me. The Commanders are a good football team, much improved across the board, but the Bears are in really good form as well. And I just think I watched Marcus Mariota play for a year in Philly, and he just doesn't look like he's got a lot left to me. So I think the Bears come in here and really upset the apple cart, and Jaden will have to come back in and play next week to get them back against the Eagles to get them going again. So yeah, I'm going
Yeah.
to take the Bears here. Feel quite good about it.
I have this as minus 2.5 actually. So
Mm-hmm.
let's go with that.
Go with that. Go with that.
And
So
I will
just
take
a
that too.
yeah,
Yes.
just a field goal required for the Bears.
Yeah.
Goodness me,
Yeah. It
didn't think
seems
it'd win
seems
by
like an
10.
easy one. We never
Yeah.
know.
Oh, look, the Commanders have been great. Cliff Kingsbury
Yeah.
has been unbelievable play calling. Some of the stuff he's been dialing up for Daniels, but I don't know, Mariota. It just doesn't fill you with confidence, does it?
Different. Yeah.
Right. So, are we? No, we didn't do this game. See, the ticker is weird on the Athletic. It makes you
Yeah.
miss games sometimes. Right.
Well,
Chiefs.
9.5 points for the Kansas City Chiefs here.
Did who went first last time? Is it my turn to go first or yours?
No, it's me.
It's you.
Um,
Oh, of course, it's the Chiefs anyway. God, sorry. Sorry. Carry on.
yeah, it's a divisional game. Anyone who's watched these over the last few years knows that the Raiders always play us hard. Max Crosby is always in and amongst it, ruffling some feathers here along the offensive line. And I think at Las Vegas is slightly tough. Travis Kelce said it's his worst field to play on. He hates the turf. So I think all that, just based on that and the feel, it's more a feel thing here. I'll take Vegas to cover 9.5 quite easily here. Chiefs will win, but Vegas cover.
Yeah, it's a distinct advantage picking spreads for your own team against divisional opponents. I feel like I have a good feel for the NFC East, and you'll have a good feel for the AFC West here. Um, I've been going with your calls on these a lot the last couple of years, and then more often than not, you've not led me astray too often. I'm quite happy here. I remember once there was like a 12-point spread, the Chiefs to beat the Raiders, and the Raiders went to Arrowhead and won
Yeah,
with
yeah.
Derek Carr at quarterback, and I'd taken the Chiefs, and ever since then I don't think I've ever taken the Chiefs to blow the Raiders out ever again. So I'm not gonna buck that trend. I'm not gonna Joe buck that trend here. I'm gonna take the Las Vegas Raiders as a huge home underdog
Yeah.
to beat the Kansas City Chiefs, and they're gonna upset the apple cart here. They're gonna beat
Okay.
the Chiefs, um, and the
Super
Chiefs
dog.
the Chiefs are gonna flap. And
Interesting.
I
Yeah.
think a little bit in this game.
You said last week you think we're going to lose a divisional game, so you're picking it picking it early here. I think
Yeah.
I might wait till at Denver maybe for that one, but we'll see.
Ah, well, watch this space. We'll have to come back and we don't normally touch on specific games, but if that comes in, I might remind you of that one. Goodness. All right, so I have the last game that we're gonna talk. Oh no, sorry, penultimate game.
Yeah. To I'm not too
Cowboys.
fussed about these last two. Not really intriguing me as usual.
The
A bit
only man in
drab
America.
Sunday night football.
I love it. I really do love it. I'm not bit like I love that you're like the only man in America that doesn't care about Cowboys 49ers. Like all like the people love this game. I guess all the big clashes in the 80s and the 90s, people just love it.
Mm.
Um, I'm well, I don't think he's got any of the has he got any of the Avengers healthy, the 49ers? Purdy. He's got Debo and he's got Kittle, has he? Has
Well,
he
Debo was hospitalized with pneumonia this week, so I'm not sure if he's playing.
what a mug. Okay, so
What an idiot!
pneumonia, idiot. Um, I was musing as that. Why is this a 4.5 point spread then? If all of their skill players are hurt, 49ers. Do we think Dallas are that bad? They've just come off a bye week. The Niners just got their ass kicked by the Chiefs.
Well, Dallas's pass rush is playing. There's just
Probably,
passing.
probably, probably not. But I
Yeah.
wouldn't say the 49ers' strength is necessarily blocking defensive linemen anyway. Um,
Mm,
no, especially not in the drop back game. God.
yeah.
Uh, ah, I've got I'm starting Purdy in fantasy, so I hate having a fantasy quarterback that I'm then rooting against on the spread.
Mm.
That really annoys me. So on that basis, I'm going to take the 49ers, but I don't feel good about that at all. I think the Cowboys are going to come in here and cover. They got their asses kicked last time out. But yeah, I'll just give me the 49ers. Just give me the 49ers.
No, agree. I don't think I'm less confident about the Cowboys as you are. I just don't think they're built to cover this spread here on the road. The Niners have really had their number the past few years, so expect that to continue. Comfy cover, actually.
That is a good point. With all those injuries, Shanahan will just run the football. Um,
Yeah, yeah.
and they're still pretty light in the arse, the Cowboys, from the Dan Quinn era of defense. So,
Yeah.
all right,
So
Giants at Steelers. Why anybody thought this was worthy of a primetime game before the season started?
many for the Steelers. How many primetime games are the Steelers? I feel like it's every week. They have a Sunday
I
or
guess
Monday.
I guess they have a huge TV audience, don't they? So that'll be like Manchester United are on Sky Sports every other week. It feels like, and we're dreadful. So I guess it's the same thing.
Uh,
Um, okay,
yeah.
so you to go
Right.
first.
Yeah. Can't cannot take the Giants on a spread. Really, I mean, I don't know. I don't know how they cover 5.5 here. That said, though, is a lot for a Steelers win. I don't really see a big Steelers win very often. Ah, they look good with Russ at the helms, so I'm just going to take the Steelers to keep rolling here and get to 6-2 as a surprise team, surprise 6-win team. Yeah.
Yeah, the Russ Wilson before I saw a lot of headlines saying that Russell Wilson came off the bench and dazzled last week, which he did not. Let's get this. Let's get something straight. Like this is still an Arthur Smith constructed offense with a 35-year-old Russ Wilson at the helm. It's not going to be dynamic,
Yeah.
but but it doesn't have to be against the Giants. I don't think there's any better indictment for the general manager than seeing the running back that you just refuse to pay come back and run all over you for 180 yards and truck one of your rookie defensive backs out of bounds like Saquon Barkley did last week to the Giants. I think they'll be cleaning house and looking for a new quarterback next season. The Giants at the top of the draft, the Steelers thump them here. Honestly, this is actually a little bit scary for Daniel Jones. Starting left tackle is injured as always.
Yeah.
JJ Watt is going to absolutely destroy him. So yeah, hopefully, oh, your boy, the backup. What's his name? You were a big fan coming out of college, Missouri.
Oh, Drew Lock. Yeah.
Drew Lock. Yeah, hopefully Drew Lock has got the arm loose because I imagine he might see some time this week during this game.
Yeah. What a doozy.